world will be celebrating 131st birth anniversary of Dr. Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar. So in our school, you all know that we STVians are always ahead when it comes to celebration. So we are celebrating it today, right? Yes, students? So April 14th is a day of great happiness, great joy for the millions of followers of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar throughout the world, because it's the birth of the great legend that enlightened lives of millions of people and that changed the history of our country. So let's go in front of this legend who taught us and gave us lessons of humanity, equality, fraternity, liberty, secularism, and who gave us many such values, virtues and rights that many people in our country were deprived of. On this wonderful day, I would like you all to acknowledge with great words of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, saying that unlike a single drop of water that when mixed up in the ocean, it loses its identity. But it is not like that with a man, with a human being. When we mix in the society, when we mix in the crowd or a mob, we don't lose our identity. Our identity remains the same. That is, we are human beings, we are independent. And this shows that every individual, every human being in the universe has a right of freedom, has a right of freedom of speech, has a right of freedom of expression, has a right to benefit and enjoy all the resources given by the nature, because nature never discriminates. Yes? So, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar gave us teachings that education is the biggest weapon by which we can rule this world. So on this wonderful occasion, let's pay tribute and offer our prayer. I request Rawat Madam, Ranjana Madam to pay tribute by offering flowers in front of the portrait. One by one. Come back. As 14 April, you all know it's a very important day. So when we are knowing this important day, we should also know the other important and amazing facts of this day. This 14 April is celebrated in different ways throughout the country, I'm saying, not only in India, throughout the country, in the countries like Australia, South Africa, in many cities like New York, Canada. 14 April is celebrated with great enthusiasm, with great respect in different forms like Equality Day, World Knowledge Day, World Students Day, because Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar has played different roles in the society, which the whole world has acknowledged with. Yes? So, dear students, we have here class 5 students. They are going to acknowledge us with few amazing facts of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar that every student must know. So, one by one, I request Vihan to come forward.
Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was the first and only satyagraha who did satyagrahi for drinking water.
Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was master in 64 subjects. He has knowledge of 9 languages like Hindi, Pali, Sanskrit, English, French, German, Persian and Gujarati. Apart from these, he has studied all the religions region of the world in a comparative way for almost 21 years. The book Waiting for a Visa, written by Dr. Babasaheb in Columbia University. Columbia University has top 100 scholars list, and the first name in the list was Bhimrao Ambedkar. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar is first and only person in the world to receive a valuable doctorate degree named Doctor of Science from London School of Economics. Many intelligent students have tried for it but have not been successful until now. In London, in School of Economics, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar completed 8 years studies in just 2 years and 3 months. For this, he studies 21 hours in a day. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So as Neha Vartak said that Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar is known as the symbol of knowledge. Why he is known as the symbol of knowledge in the whole world? Because Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar has pursued the highest degrees in the world that nobody till now is possible for them to achieve it till now. That's the dedication and that's the love for education. So students, you need to clap for this dedication and this, love for the book. So further what I'm going to say is a very surprising for you all. It will be very shocking for you. As Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, everybody was a symbol of knowledge. We denote him as a symbol of knowledge. But this symbol of knowledge, when he was a student, when he was a child like you, okay, the small little Bhimrao was not allowed to enter the classroom, was not allowed to sit with the classmate, was not allowed to drink the water from the school tap, only because he belonged to untouchable, because he belonged to lower caste family. And this small little Bhimrao, he grew into the great personality who built the foundation of our country, and that's why Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar is known as the father of Indian Constitution and the architecture of our Indian Constitution, which is the biggest constitution and the most complex constitution in the world. So there are many such records in the world, and you should be so grateful that such a great personality was born in our country. Yes or no? Yes. So students, on this wonderful day, I would like you all to have a glance of life biography of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. So one by one we'll know the childhood stage and then the later on stage. Okay? So now I request Manjuli teacher to begin. April 14. Yes. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was born in Madhya Pradesh in Mahu village. See, this information is very important for you because tomorrow you will be having a quiz, and in the quiz these questions I am going to ask, based on which you will get the digital certificate. So please listen carefully. So Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was born in Madhya Pradesh in Mahu village. The name of that village now is Dr. Ambedkar Nagar. So this great lady, Mata Bhimai, is the mother of the great Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. I offer my prayer to this great lady for giving birth to the great legend who in turn changed the history of our country. This is Mata Bhimai. This image which you see is Subedar Ramji Sappal, father of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. So looking at the uniform, you must have noticed that the uniform is the army uniform. Ramji Sappal was the Subedar in the, army officer in the British government, and a great inspiration for Babasaheb Ambedkar. So here comes the twist. Ramji Sakpal, who was an army officer, right? Okay, so this is the school, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar School in Ambavade village, wherein the untouchables, the Dalits, were segregated from the other part of the students, and they were given less attention, and they were not allowed to take education. Next. Forget about the education. The untouchables were also not allowed to drink water from the school tap. So, someone from the higher caste or a peon used to pour the water from a height, from a distance, such that the shadow of that untouchable should not fall on them, because they consider it as a sin. Okay, so this was the condition, and Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar has mentioned this in his writings. No peon, no water. So you should have, when you grow up, please read this book, No Peon, No Water. So Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar's actual surname, original surname was Ambavadekar. That is, he belongs to native village from Ambavade, Ratnagiri. So you all must be confused at how the Ambedkar surname was given. So Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar's one teacher, one Brahmin teacher, Mahadev Ambedkar, was very fond of the talented Bhimrao. So fond that he named him Ambedkar and mentioned his name Ambedkar in the school records. And from then onwards, Dr. Babasaheb Sakpal Ambavadekar became Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. So hats off to this Brahmin teacher, Mahadev Ambedkar. Later on, after facing so much of discrimination, caste discrimination, okay, untouchability in the village, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar's family has moved into Mumbai. Okay, so how he moved into Mumbai? This is because, Britishers that time, they had made a rule that army officers should educate their children. It was a rule that time. Okay, that army officers should educate their children, and that's the reason Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar got an opportunity to educate. So I will really thank the Britishers. Because they did not believe in untouchability, while Indians believed in untouchability. This image is of Smt Taramai, wife of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, a great woman, and there is a woman. So this is the woman behind Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Smt Taramai. After completing his matriculation, then Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar moved to United States. So he got scholarship for that, and then he went to United States for further education. So this is Sayaji Gaikwad, the Maharaja of Kolhapur. Okay, as we say that where there is positive people, there are also some negative people. But if you are positive, that Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar led Satyagrahi Marwad. So very unfortunate to say that nowhere in the world people had to fight for water. Only in our country people had to fight for water, and that's why Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar is the first Satyagrahi who led a Satyagraha for water, so that the untouchable, the Dalits, will be able to fetch water from that lake, which is now called as Mahad. Mahad's Saudar Talam. You should visit Mahad's Saudar Talam if you want to know much more about it. Okay? There's also a museum over there. After the fight for water, now there was a fight for entering into the temples. Untouchables were not allowed to enter into the temple because people feel that their shadow is a sin. So Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar led a launch Kalaram temple mission, which was the greatest and biggest procession in the world. Sabse bada morcha, world mein. And lakhs of people had followed him, so that untouchables will also get entry in the temples. Okay? Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, as you know, is the first law minister and the first principal of Government Law College. So after independence, in 1947. Dr. Ambedkar was the first nation's law minister. So he was given an authority, he was given the duty of crafting and writing the Indian Constitution. And hence, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar is known as the architecture of Indian Constitution. Okay? Now this is very important. Not for students. You might not grasp it more properly, but this is just for the teachers here. Ambedkar resigned from the post of law minister just because he was told from the Hindu Code Bill. What is this Hindu Code Bill? Hindu Code Bill is the set of laws that Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar had put in front of the parliament, and that law were all in favor of women, so that women get right of education, so that women get right of equality, so that women can educate. In the marriage, they get some rights and many such rights, countless rights. And thus, I will say that every woman in the world should be grateful and thankful to Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar for giving us this, blessings. So, just casually I'm saying, when you tie Rakhi to your brother, the first Rakhi should go to Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, because he has secured every woman. And we just forget it, but the one who forgets the history can never create a history. This is the image of Round Table Conference. The first Indian to participate in the Round Table Conference was Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, and second was Mahatma Gandhi. This is the image of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar taking oath as a law minister from Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. This is, the last rites of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, tremendously, he put very hard effort and he ignored his health. He was bedridden for 6 months, and a very sad day for all the followers. 6th of December, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar breathed his last, leaving all his followers in deep grief. So, how many of you have visited your Chaitya Bhumi? Yes? Chaitya Bhumi is the memorial site of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, where the last rites of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar were performed here. Okay? Yes. We have visited. Very nice country. This is Rajgruha, residence of Dr. Ambedkar in Mumbai. As I think Aruni said that, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar is also known as a record that he has the largest private library in the entire world, containing 50,000 books. So this is the residence Rajgruha, containing 50,000 books in the private library. So this is the record in the world. So, yes, the video, yes. So now, the video which I am going to play is the message given by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar to every citizen. Let's have a look of this. This is the original voice of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar.
Our difficulty, as I said, is not about the ultimate future. Our difficulty is how to make the heterogeneous mess that we have today take a decision in common and march in a cooperative way on that road which is bound to lead us to unity.
Will take us to the unity. So Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar teaches unity. Okay? Understood? So now I have organized a cute quiz for you all. India preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, He was